Morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Although it's bloody wet and horrible here at the moment. Just had to go out to the garage to get some stuff out of the freezer, and not very nice.
Oh, is my camera really, really bad still?
It's better now. It wasn't before we started, but it's better
Oh,
now.
okay. Well, we'll try. Okay, so sorry about this. Broadband, we've just had it put in, and broadband is going really bad. It's going Pete Tong. Yeah. Good morning. I'm Angela, and these are my beautiful friends. Over to
Ladies first.
Oh, hello there. Right. Sorry, just setting up. Hi, I'm Claire. Down in Leighton Buzzard. Yes, still, just setting up and working everything out. My broadband has been okay today, but yesterday it was dodgy. If you happen to be on Virgin Media or cable, it kept dropping out yesterday. So if for whatever reason it all goes a bit odd, I will come back. Don't worry about it. It's all cool. So hi.
Morning, everyone. I'm Robert. Lovely to see you this morning. If you're not from where we are, do let us know what it's like where you are at the moment, because as we said, it's a bit wet and miserable here today. After the lovely 2-3 weeks of gorgeous rain, sun that we've had, and it's going to be like it for the rest of the week, which is a bit. It's bad enough before only being allowed out once a day. But
having fever, though, you know, you'd be less likely to want to go out if it's a bit thin.
Oh, true. I hadn't thought about it that way. Okay, so shall we do today's musical interlude?
Oh my god. Oh, what is it going to be today?
You really hate this, don't you?
It's the anticipation of what could be played. Footloose again.
No, it's not going to be Footloose again. No, we will never repeat one. Don't worry. Never repeat it. I had to listen to it about 10 times yesterday to find a version I could upload.
Oh, bless you. Oh, well done.
And that was one of the last ones that I found, but it's one of the most original videos, because that was in the year that it was released.
Brilliant. Thank you.
So Claire mentioned last week, they went on the list, so there we go.
Yeah. We were talking about Europop and things like that. Largely 80s, that's late 70s, but still to do.
It's had a couple of revivals throughout the decades, though. So I found some 80s versions, some 90s, and some X Factor versions.
Oh, crap! I didn't know that. Oh, fair
enough. Right. Good morning, everybody. Before we really get into today's program, we are going to finish at 10:55 today. For those of you who don't know, there is a national 1 minute silence at 1 o'clock today in the UK. In remembrance of all the healthcare workers who have sadly lost their lives during this difficult time that we're in. So we will be stopping at 10:55 so that you can mark it in whichever way you choose. We felt that was better rather than doing it during the broadcast. So we are ever so slightly shorter for time today. So let's go through some good mornings, shall we? Claire, top to bottom or bottom to top?
Oh, bottom to top.
Bottom to top. Okay, so we'll start at the bottom. Good morning, Tracy.
Morning.
Morning, Safia.
Morning.
Hello.
Morning, Pat.
Morning.
Morning, Marion Wildy.
Morning.
Morning, Marion Dye.
Morning.
Morning, Linda Ellis.
Morning.
Morning, Judy.
Morning.
Morning, Candice.
Morning.
Morning, Brigitte, who isn't last today.
Morning.
And then we're going to say good morning to the Dobbins household, whoever's listening there. Hello.
And Maisie.
And Maisie.
Who is a beautiful big dog. Rottweiler called Maisie. She's so cute and scared of the cat.
Right, so in the chat at the moment we have good mornings for everybody and hellos all. Marion says I'm doing and Angela and frogging. Oh dear.
Enjoy. You're in good company, Marion. Enjoy. It's getting more value out of that ball of beautiful yarn.
Brigitte says French sounds weird to me, that sort of music. I am more a Sacha Distel kind of girl.
Fair enough.
You know who that is?
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, Claire.
No, I was about to say, I was just trying to imagine Brigitte pogoing around her living room.
With the jacket on.
Yeah. But that is an answer. If anybody in a pub or anybody ever says, well, apart from Poirot, how many famous Belgians do you know? That is one of them.
Yes. And what an impressive Belgium that was. Classic tune that will still be played in 20, 30 years' time. And every time it is played, suddenly everyone goes, whoa.
Yep.
It's a real feel-good tune. And we haven't got a clue what any of the words mean, but we just... yeah.
And then more good morning. So Pat's joined. Morning, Pat.
Morning.
And Georgie joined. So morning, Georgie.
Hello. Can I just say that when Brigitte said Sash Distel, I thought Brigitte was going to say that she liked Sash, which is another great tune from the Clubland days. But never mind, not Sash, but Sasha Distel. And Robert is taking blank. This may be another concert I need to take to you at some point. But Encore une fois is one of the tunes. Yeah. Everyone knows that one. Yeah.
I think we've played that before, though, haven't we?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No. That may be really clubby.
Yeah.
You did the Pete Tom.
Right, so I've just posted the link in for tonight's Knit and Tonic. There's loads of people that have said yes, they're going to come, but only 6 people have registered so far. If you don't register using the link that's in the chat box, you won't be able to come because it's not on the Gogglefrogs links. And that's because we're not recording tonight's session because we are going to be drinking. So things may get said that will not be wanted to be repeated ever again. And the lovely gorgeous Wendy is going to co-present this evening, so she will be here to tell you everything that she's been up to since she left Leighton Buzzard and moved down to, where is it?
Megavici.
And so you'll be able to use the chat box to ask her any questions that you want.
Sorry, Megavici. Did I say Megavici?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Somewhere down there.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful with lots of lovely, beautiful little bays. And they did film Poldark there, I believe. So another interesting fact that's just come out of the brain.
Oh.
Just going back to Plastic Bertrand, Claire, when we finished, Google Metallica say playing Pour Moi.
Well, they did one, did they?
They did, yeah. They did it live at a concert. And I was going to play that version. Because I thought it'd be more heavy metalish, and the recording isn't brilliant, which is why I couldn't do it. But it's worth looking at.
Well, there we go. That must have broken a few of their concert attendees. So, what? So I will find it. I will listen to it. I will post it to the amusement of some friends of mine.
Okay, so as usual, folks, about past, so in about 15 minutes, we'll go through the Gogglefrogs Facebook page. Because of the shortness of today, that will be your only chance to post. Anything posted after that will be carried to tomorrow. So do show us your work in progresses, what you're up to, anything that you've finished. And then we're also kind of looking for some suggestions as to what we can have as a theme for each of these on a daily basis. So we usually do WIP Wednesday, which is Work in Progress Wednesday, but that seems a little bit silly considering we do that every day. But something like show us it's Saturday, dig out something from the past, your first creation. Just give us some suggestions of what you think you'd like to see every day. Just remember, we don't do Fridays, we don't do Sundays. So we're looking for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Just make the suggestion and I will come up with a tagline that fits.
Excellent. That's a lovely idea.
Yes, very good. Just for something new.
Yeah.
I have had a project, and you know what it's like when you create a project, you knit it or crochet it, and then finishing it off is what takes all of the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
And your project sits there in a bag for 1 year, 2 years, however long. This project was lost. It got moved from my front porch where we started these shows. It got moved into my garage by my lovely husband, and I lost this project for over a year. So this is a top-down cardigan, and it needs an I-cord bind off. So if you can imagine, there's actually close to 1,000 stitches that I'm having to I-cord bind off. But I have, let me just make sure I don't lose anything. I've probably done about 300-400 of them. So, and I've got this lovely little edge now around the outside of my cardigan, round the neck, etc. So I've still got a chunk to do. I've still got all of this to do. But if there's one thing that I will say, I realise now that if you don't like doing buttonholes, do an I-cord bind off, because what it does is you can put buttonholes in, and once you've actually completed it, this is pure wool. But what happens is you get these lovely, they're so lovely, and it seems really weird how you do them, but I can never get a straight buttonhole, and I'm loving it with the I-cord bind off. So something to think about. If you don't like finishing them all, and if you don't like picking up all the stitches, well, you have to pick up the stitches, but if you don't like the normal way, and if you've never found a way of doing a perfect buttonhole, and I have to say I've done workshops on them, and I just don't like the buttonholes I create. So I'm quite into this I-cord bind off. It does take a little bit of time, but once you've done it, it's a really nice finish and edge to everything. So yeah, so that's what I was doing for a few hours yesterday. I had to YouTube, got it wrong the first couple of times, but yeah, it's actually quite nice. And you can choose how wide the I-cord bind is up. So I'm doing a 2-stitch, but you can go up stitches. So yeah, so doing some thinking.
Just going to jump in and ask a question. Linda Ellis, the video that you tagged me in yesterday, was that I-cord bind off with buttonholes? Because if it was, tag Angela in it as well. Thank you. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. And I can't believe that I've put this project off for so long now. So long. If I can find the pattern, I'll just remind you with the pattern again. If you ever buy a pattern from Bar I'm You, it's like a book. They're really good. So that's what I've been doing. It was supposed to be the pearl on the outside, but I wanted the knit side. I wanted it. What do you call it when it's all pearls on the outside to give it more texture? So anyway, I decided to reverse it. So it's all knit stitches on the outside. I've decided I'm doing longer arms than in this. But the I-cord bind has sat there for 2 years waiting to be done. But what I love about these, it's got the schematics in the end, so you can see what the schematics are of your item of clothing. And from that, I was able to put in, use some short row shaping here around the bust, just to give it that extra shape there. And then you have either the written pattern or the chart pattern.
Wow.
And then you go through, and what you have to do for your size is so rather than just putting like a circle around the number of stitches that you need, you actually hand write them in. So your pattern is perfectly for you. So a little bit of preparation, but there's lots of pages. I absolutely love their patterns, and I think their wool's beautiful. So I will eventually finish this, and it's Wessenden Woolly Crowberry by Sarah Louise Alderson, and everything is Yorkshire related. So crowberries are a type of berry that you find in Yorkshire. Okay, so that's lovely. But that's just a little bit, and you know, one of my favourite types of wool, that's called rhubarb. Baramu, out of stock. What a shame. I was going to get some more rhubarb. So that's what I've been working on. And once I've done this, then you finish the sleeves. So you actually do the I-cord bind, and then you go back to the simplest part of any garment, which is the sleeves, setting sleeves. So, well, I think they're setting. Is that the right term? Not too sure. But you complete the exactly. I don't know. Let me have a look. So I'll be finishing the sleeves. You just do an armhole. Well, never mind. We'll be doing the sleeves. So that's me. So I feel quite excited that I'm going to get this finished, hopefully in the next couple of days, assuming that I don't run out of rhubarb wool, because I may have to hunt some down from somewhere and see who can send some in the post to me. But if I do keep doing that, this is just so blinking hot. This wool, you know, when you've got those beautiful new wool things that's on your knee, it's just so hot whenever I try to do a little bit of work on it. So sorry if I have to keep moving it. So that's me. But I think, Claire, you had something new that you're working on, haven't you?
Yeah. I have. Well, I have uploaded to the site where my grey blanket is at the moment, so we'll look at that a bit later. But while I'm waiting for some new yarn for that, I thought I'd use this opportunity to learn something new. And although I am really, really good at starting projects and then throwing them in a corner, so I'm trying not to start new projects. However, I decided to let myself in this place. Now, what I've never done and what I've always admired is corner to corner crochet. So, our marvellous friends at the Spotted Sheep had a pattern that's created by the yarn for Louisa Harding, anyway, the Amitola yarn, which is here. Hang on, let's do that a bit better. There we go. Louisa Harding Amitola. I have chosen the Amelia colour, so it kind of goes from green, yeah, there we go, greeny blue through to a sort of pinky magenta colour. You can sort of see that. Along with a pattern. Now, I am very lucky. I live just around the corner from Sheila, okay, who kindly popped it in on her way home. She put the little bag on my door handle, and we had a chat on my doorstep from, 6 feet, 2 yards away, yesterday for about 10 minutes, which was lovely, because that was probably the first person, apart from my husband, who I've seen in real life, to have a proper chat with for a little while, and I really needed it yesterday. So it was fabulous to see a really friendly face.
Good.
So while I was sat here last night, I made a start. So I am that far at the moment.
Ooh.
So So it took me a little while to get the hang of it, as with anything new. So occasionally, there you go.
That's gorgeous, Claire. I'm
This is
absolutely loving that.
Yeah. So occasionally, if I'm sitting here looking down a bit, looking a bit confused, I'm wondering what I'm up to and where I need to go next. So it takes a bit of getting the hang of, is working out which bit to join to the next bit. But once you've got that, it goes okay. It goes fine. So I am quite pleased with that. But I did start it about half a dozen times, and then yanked it out, and started it and yanked it out, and then once you got into a flow, then it kind of worked. But I think I've kind of got the hang of it now. So yeah, good. So there we go. But the thing is this yarn is a lot finer than what I'm used to dealing with. So I can barely feel it. There's hardly any weight to it, and I keep missing it with my hook. It's like trying to crochet with cloth or something, you know. So yeah, there might have been a small amount of swearing last night as I got used to the fact that there was no weight to this whatsoever. And it's not kind of what I'm used to. You know, I'm used to something with a bit of substance behind it that you can really get your elbow in. But yeah, it's going okay, which is nice. So there we go. So that's what I'm up to right now.
The design looks so pretty.
Yeah.
Is it a complicated pattern?
No, it's not. It's basically corner to corner. Right. Let's have a look. You crochet in little, say, blocks of possibly 4 trebles, and then join the 4 blocks together. Okay, so I will get going and I will show you. But basically, yes, you are crocheting up a little block of 4 trebles, or 3 singles and 3 trebles. So you make a little square, a little cube, and then you attach that little cube to the rest of the piece. Okay, so that's why it builds up in what looks like little squares or little fans as you go across the piece. So it's kind of made up in blocks, and then you join the blocks.
It's so delicate but lovely, and I just love the colours. Louisa Harding colours, I just think blend beautifully.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's going okay. I did have to consult a couple of websites for their pictures.
Ah.
So
I think I've got some of that in my stash at home.
Oh, well, there you go.
And it's so weird, isn't it? You look at the ball of wool and you think, how are those colours going to come out? And then when you see it being worked, they're really quite delicate, her colours, but there's lots of them.
Yeah.
So absolutely love that. That's really nice.
Yeah, it's turning out better than I had sort of expected. I was going to ham-fistedly do it. So yeah, it's going okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's all right. And Robert, you had a problem with your hand a few days ago, so you weren't doing anything. So you've been knitting for the last couple of days, but you're crocheting today. What are you doing?
Yeah, so I think it was tendonitis that I had, and I think it's because I overdid the crochet and just general stuff around the house that flared it up. So then when it went down, I went back to knitting, but with Gogglefrogs and doing the hourly call to my mother-in-law every day, I wanted to go back to crochet as quickly as I could, because I wanted just something that it doesn't matter if you pick it up or put it down. So this is the project I'm teaching people at work how to do, and this is just granny stripes. And it's going to, when it's finished, it will make a cowl. And this is with DK Curiosity, and this is Rhubarb. You can see those lovely, gorgeous colours. I can't wait till I get to this dark purple.
That's gorgeous.
Really nice. And what's good is that this particular ball, in the middle of it, has the colour that I started with. So when it's finished and I join it, you really won't see the join. It'll just blend.
That's lovely.
So, but I'm only doing like 3 or 4 rows at a time, because what I don't want to do is sit here and do 50 rows and then it flares up again.
Actually, can I just, before we do the shares of all the work, I just want to show something. I want to say a huge thank you. You know who you are, but we've been talking about another little shop called You Felty Thing in Llandudno, and it's they have something called Yarn Forward. And they set up this campaign so that you could go onto our website, you could purchase a skein of yarn to send to an NHS worker, and then they were going to send something as gifts, random gifts to NHS workers in this time. And also that you could for people that you wanted to give a little gift to. So I got this beautiful gift in the post, so I'm not going to say who it's from, but I just want to say a huge thank you. You reduced me to tears yet again. Don't do emotion, and it was like I'm looking after my dad at the moment. But in this little pack, the beautiful paper. This is, you know, the proper paper, which is really thick, almost like wallpaper. So that's how it came. And just look at the colours in this. That is just
gorgeous.
Unbelievable. So it's sock yarn. It's Pentas 4-ply, Polworth sock. But I just think those colours are amazing. So thank you ever so much. And I got that with it as well, a little bag. So this is what somebody, beautiful person, has sent to me, and I was absolutely sloughed. So thank you very much. But I wanted to show it to you because you may know somebody who might want to gift. You might not know what to do, and I can absolutely say, like, the way how it comes is just absolutely beautiful. And if not, if you'd like to give a gift to an NHS worker, what they're going to do is you can send those, and they'll just pop them in a bag. They're posting, I think, once a week. So I just wanted to say You Felty Thing, amazing, and you are all amazing as well. But yeah, there's that there, and it is yes, it did totally slough me, and it came with a little card as well. I won't show you the card because then you'll know who it's from. So yeah, it was beautiful. So thank you ever so much for that kind gift. But there's a lot that we can do, isn't there? So if anybody's thinking of an idea like that, I just wanted to say I was blown away with how it comes packaged. It's beautiful. Yes, absolutely stunning.
Good. And I should probably say it wasn't me before everybody jumps to lots of conclusions.
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't, and you know, I don't want to say, but it was just lovely. Thank you so much. You don't know how it made me feel. So thank you very much.
Have you thought about what you're going to do with it?
Do you know, I was actually thinking of we were talking about that shawl. Was it the Workday shawl?
Yeah.
Because the Workday shawl is such a simple pattern with a little bit of a curve on the. It's a bit of a frill, isn't it? Almost. I thought it might look lovely in that because the colours are just—they're so me. I am a real autumn person. I love nothing more than rain, thunder, lightning. That's the sort of weather I love. So when it gets really hot, I'm like, oh, I don't really want to go out in that. So the fact it's all dark purples, dark reds, golds, because nothing better. than me. So I think I'm going to have a go at doing that workday shawl, which is so easy to do apparently, and takes 100 grams. So I think later today I might get my dad to hold his hands out, and we'll wind it the old-fashioned way. So and we might do that.
Have you got the pattern?
No, I haven't.
I will scan it in as a PDF and send it across to you.
Oh, fabulous! Thank you, thank you.
And I'll just put up the link for it as well.
Thank you. Brigitte said that she's got an idea, so I don't know whether that's about a pattern that I should be using or an idea for something else, so please let us know, or keep it to yourself if it's one of your ideas. Yeah, beautiful. And Linda says she's a winter person too, and her daughter also. Yeah, we look at sludge and think, great, bracing. Let me get me wellies on. If you like me, there might be ankle wellies with a Cuban heel and a real pointed toe in a paisley design, but that's what I go out in. That's what I think wellies should be. So we'll share them another time. But yeah.
Right. So in the comments we've got going back to your corner, Claire. Georgie says that's beautiful, Claire. Love the colours too. Brigitte says I love that corner to corner. Linda says, oh, at Claire, love the colours. And Tracy says, love the corner to corner. It's so quick, and once you get into it, it's easy to do. Corner to corner granny stitch also looks great too. Watch the Belle Coco YouTube video. She explains it in step by step. And then we move on to the yarn that Angela's got. Linda says yummy. Georgie says that's beautiful. Brigitte says that yarn looks fantastic. Oh, and Brigitte says she said she had an idea, and she said who it was that sent the yarn.
You know, it's not right, Brigitte.
Linda says, I wish you could see me smiling. And Safia says, what a lovely surprise.
It was so lovely. So lovely. I think I've got something to put in. Oh no, I haven't. I thought I had some photos of finished things, but I haven't yet. Never mind.
Okie dokie. Shall we look at Gogglefrogs? Yeah. And see what people have been up to?
Yeah.
Here we go. So in here we have I've just posted the link for tonight's Knit and Tonic. That's also in the chat as well. That's the link that you need to use, please, as the Gogglefrogs won't be sending a link because we're not recording it. Margaret Callahan had lots of suggestions and ideas about arthritis and left-handed crocheting yesterday. That was the picture that we shared yesterday of Sally's half hat.
Beautiful.
Sorry, the Hansel hat.
Yeah.
And then Wendy posted a picture of the crochet along that she's doing by Helen Shrimpton. It's called The Lost Garden, after the Lost Gardens of Heligan, which is near where she lives. And when you go into it, there are some beautiful colourways in there. And what I really liked about this, can you tell me what you see on your screens at the moment? Is it the Facebook page or has it gone into the Lost Garden account? Facebook page, right. So this is the page for the Lost Garden crochet along. So at the top there, you can see the original colourway, which is beautiful. And then as you start to go through, so that one's been done with purple and lilacs. And then there's an explanation about the pattern itself, But when you get to the bottom, there's a blue. And it's amazing how it looks so different. And then I love this one, the multicolored one.
Oh.
There's one in pinks, creams, and black.
Wow. That is very striking, isn't it?
And then there's one in greys and whites, which I thought was
Really
lovely.
good.
Wow.
3 different greys and a white in that one. And I have no clue how people think about these kinds of colours.
Beautiful.
I love this pastel version.
Mm. Oh, pretty.
So yeah, so that's been posted to the Facebook page. Let's go back. Just a quick reminder for anybody who joined us halfway through, we are finishing at 5:02 today, so that we can go and do the minute silence however we wish to do it. So the lovely Trisha, who is here on Thursday, finished her sneaking cardigan.
Oh,
There it is.
very
Sewn
good.
up and pressed. So I look forward to hearing her on Thursday talking about how she got on with it.
Excellent.
And there's Claire's squares.
They're really, really, the difference with the black is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Love them.
Thank you. I'll do a few more and then take a few more photos when it's laid out. So.
A couple of weeks ago, we were really talking about Dorset buttons, and Claire's posted a YouTube video link for how to make a Dorset button. So thank you for that.
Yeah, brilliant.
Video. It's the company that does weekly do the yarn shows. So it's their video.
Ah, right, okay. We have a picture here from Jean of what she made last week. Some bears for her granddaughter, I think she said.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Aren't they?
Is that her hand?
She doesn't say.
They're absolutely beautiful.
It says last week's mates a request from a friend for her granddaughters. Oh, so she made them for somebody else's granddaughters.
Wow. Even more so.
There's we were talking about Flippy Edge shawl yesterday.
Yep.
So it's Sublime pattern number 6088.
Oh, that's the one.
There we go. Andrew, is that the one that you brought your Sublime lace for that I've now got? Or was that a different pattern?
No, I never had a pattern for it. I just kept going into, before the spotted sheep was the spotted sheep, it was called Nutmegs. And I kept going in there and I just loved the colours so much that I kept buying myself a ball here, a couple of balls there. And then I realised I had all of this yarn and I didn't like lace weight. So, so last year, I'll let Robert tell you about Sheringham, but we have this annual retreat. So we went to Sheringham. What we did, well, Robert's idea actually was, what can we do for the local community of Sheringham? Because we'd been going there for about 6 or 7 years now, every year. So he had an idea. Why don't we take all our yarn that we don't want anymore, and we'll put it on a big table, And then people can go and pick what they want to take home and give a donation. So when people arrived on the Thursday night, when's it starting? It's not starting until everybody's arrived on the Friday night or the Saturday when it's starting. It's not happening until everyone's here. So eventually, when we were allowed to look there, oh my word, like
there was tons, wasn't there?
And it was the most stunning, beautiful stuff. Really good quality, all things that we bought for projects and couldn't quite find the right project, or we just didn't like working with that weight of yarn. There was the most stunning stuff. So it was quite interesting that Robert ended up picking up loads of the stuff that I'd taken that I didn't want. And I remember shopping with Robert for a scarf for his husband. So he got all of this wool, beautiful scrumptious wool, and that's the name of it, beautiful stuff. And Gary didn't like the colours when they were put together. So I ended up taking that home. But just tell everybody how much you raised and who you raised it for.
So we in North Norfolk, they're trying to build a new hospice for cancer patients in the area, and they currently have one, but it can only house 12 people or something like that. So they want something a bit bigger so they can have more people. And so they started the fundraising, and they need an awful lot of money for it. And in my head, I thought, okay, if we raise 100, 150 pounds, that'd be great. And we finished with 410 pounds just from stash ourselves, which was amazing. And they've very, very gratefully received that donation. And what they have said is that if we can, over the next few years, because it's going to take a long time for them to raise the money to build the hospice, so it's going to be an ongoing thing, that as soon as we've raised £1,000, they will then put in the entrance lobby, where they're going to have a board of all the major donors, they'll put us in it as well as soon as we hit £1,000. So I thought that was quite nice.
So it was just lovely. So we go to Sheringham every year. Well, some of us go to Sheringham every year. It was 2 nights, now 3 nights, and all we do is meet up, chat, giggle, knit, giggle, crochet, giggle, eat, giggle, drink
the bar dry.
Yeah. And this year they got in gin for the first time, because where we stay, and we take the whole thing over. So they got loads and loads and loads of cans of gin and tonic. I think by Friday night it had all gone, so there's no gin left on Saturday. But it's a lovely. We have all these communities all over, don't we? Just like-minded people that we love spending time with, and it's just lovely the fact that we can now spend 3 days together. So it's like fabulous. Is it 4 days, 3 nights, or?
Yeah, 4 days, 3 nights. We get there on Thursday and we leave on Sunday.
Yeah. So it's just such good fun. So yeah, but it's lovely the fact that Robert had an idea. People brought, I even saw half-finished jumpers that people couldn't be bothered to finish or weren't what they were looking for. And what do we do normally? We chuck it in a corner, don't we, or leave it in the stash. So some people were really gracious at bringing those in. And what we didn't quite, what didn't find a home, went to a charity close to the Guild, I believe, somewhere up in Yorkshire. They took all of what hadn't been taken out. So it was just really, really, really lovely. So lovely times. Yeah, and I hope, if you've got any ideas of doing anything like that yourself, please just, share, give, gift, or even give some of this to somebody who might want to start. It's always nice to do things like that, isn't it? So, so thank you for that idea.
I should just jump in and say here, before I get bombarded with messages, next year's retreat is fully booked. So please don't ask for next year because I have no spaces left. However, the following year, or because there's so much interest, I might consider doing a second one. I don't know. Let's get through this crisis. Let's get to a point where I can start planning next year's, and then we'll decide.
Yeah.
Right.
And we are going to put a little unusual one on as well, because I've got a friend who's got a B&B in Great Yarmouth, so we're going to do something a little bit different, crafting by the seaside again. So we'll do that, but we can't do anything before we know what's happened once we're out of lockdown, once we know how the local companies are able to trade or not, or what's happening. So we'll see later in the year, and we'll have a look and see what we can do. So what's the plans, Pete, for the rest of the day?
I shall be working back immediately after this. So I have some online things to sort out. I have some more grades to wrangle. So unfortunately, yes, I had a bit of a late morning this morning. So, but yes, I shall be cracking on with that immediately after this.
Oh. And what about you, Robert?
I've got to plan my Thursday craft session. I've got to have a call with Gary's mum. I think I might tackle the bathroom cabinet. It's been on my list of things to do, and it's in a bit of a mess. So once a year, I kind of pull everything out, put it all back. Don't really know past that. Knit and tonic tonight. So early dinner. Yeah, that's about it really. What about you?
I want to finish my cord bind. I've got quite a lot of internet web stuff to get done, to think about how we're going to do certain things. So I've got quite a lot of stuff to do there. And then, I don't have to cook dinner tonight because we had a beautiful big Sunday dinner yesterday on Monday. And there's enough left for tonight, so I'm just going to reheat that.
Brilliant.
So, and I always think that cauliflower cheese tastes better reheated the second day. So we've got I do carrots in cream with a bit of bacon, a bit of lemon and herbs, roast potatoes, roast parsnips, roast sweet potatoes, lamb, cauliflower cheese, and so we will just have a mishmash again tonight.
Very nice.
Yeah. And Linda says that she's doing scrubs for a friend who is a nurse in A&E. So brilliant. And I know, like, a huge thank you to all of you who've been doing things for A&E, for people. They are so grateful out there. Whether it's the little bands that you put in so that you put the masks around. Really lovely. And Brigitte says, sure, we're going to hit that target the next time. Yeah, I'm sure we will. And Becky says, oh wow, well done, Becky, who is still working just like Claire. Annual leave this week, so loads of crafty time. Becky, every moment you've deserved it. So I know you've been working hard, and differently to normal as well. So is it Thursday that we've got our next event?
Yes. So normal Gogglefrogs tomorrow at 10 till 11. And then Thursday we're going to do 10 till 12-ish with a talk in the middle by the lovely Trisha about steeking. So do jump in and join us for that. Yeah.
So I've never done steeking, but None of us have, so we can't wait to hear and see how to speak properly, and that might be another project for all of us. Colours changing. Oh, that is gorgeous.
There you go.
Well done.
I'm dead pleased with that.
That does look beautiful.
Right,
So
then, folks, we are done for today. It is 10:55, so please take this 5 minutes to prepare yourself for the minute silence at 11 o'clock in memory for our health workers who have sadly lost their lives during this pandemic. Whatever you're up to this afternoon, please do stay safe and do stay at home, and we'll see you all again tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.